Can you hear me now? Is that better? Oh, wonderful. I can project less. Save the voice for later. That's good. So we got custom questions, waivers, and notifications. You can include your refund policy and chargeback management. So, if folks, we've dealt a lot with chargebacks sort of at the beginning of pandemic as events were getting canceled and chargebacks were happening as people were trying to get their money back from things that got canceled. So we have a great refund reserve you can fill up and make sure there's always money just in the off chance that there has to be money refunded. You can sell merch through our add-on store, which is really fantastic. A great photo platform to share the photos from your events and leading up to your events. One of the things that's really awesome, we've just added self-serve ticket management for attendees and directors. So if you have a multi-day event and you don't want to have to go through the hassle of moving people if they reach out to you, they can manage their own ticket and adjust it to a different day if it's multi-day. We also have our fantastic mobile check-in app. You maybe saw it downstairs in the demo room where Elizabeth and I, during different parts of yesterday and today, were selling cookies using it because now it's in beta mode. We've got a point of sale built in there as well, which is very exciting. If you do a free ticket event with us, it's not going to cost you anything because we only take money out when there's a transaction that's processed. So free events are free for you to do. And as with all of our tools, you get a free website and free email marketing. So tickets versus registrations. So for registrations, participants are registering. So you need more extensive information collection for each participant. And it requires sort of multiple touch points and interactions. So you need a waiver from them, their ability to do participant management, to get to do their own results, that sort of thing. And also, if you need participants to have accounts to manage their event as well. If you want to include peer-to-peer fundraising in your event, you're going to want to use the registration tool. And also, if you want to use our team tools, those still only exist within the registration platform. So for simple ticket events, we've got attendees that are buy tickets for easy and simple registration. Less information is collected, or information only for the ticket purchaser. You can do bulk purchases of tickets, and no account is required for a ticket event. Someone can just sign up, buy a ticket, and not have to create their own account, which I think is great because there's less of a hurdle, to that transaction. And you can also do donations only, so you could make it a free event and then allow people just to do donations. There isn't any team participation built into the ticket tool, but you can do a grouping of tickets to simplify display when an event offers complex options such as a multiple day or multiple time slot event. So there are normal fits, like a 5K needs a registration and a gala uses ticket events. But the best use cases really get specific for what your event needs. So if you're doing, I don't know.
Some weird ones. Like cornhole can go either way, I found.
Cornhole
I've set
tournament?
up cornhole on tickets and I've set it up on registration. It just depends on if they want teams for fundraising or certain other things involved with it.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So once again, tickets versus registration. Registration is best when you need significant information on each participant, and tickets are best when there's if you're doing a lot of bulk tickets. So if you're buying a lot of tickets for a haunted maze or a dinner event, tickets might be a better choice. So some traditional ticket events we've seen are festivals, music concerts, golf tournaments. I don't know why I felt the need to do the thing. You know what the golf thing looks like, but there you go. We've got galas, luncheons and dinners, conventions. We're seeing a lot more holiday light shows and Halloween events and corn mazes coming to the platform. So those sort of multi-day events, which are pretty great. Cornhole tournaments, as Elizabeth was saying, which could maybe go kind of either way, and wine tastings. Now, some out-of-the-box events we've seen are pet voting. We've got a really cool voting tool, which I think is awesome. Didn't you work on the one with Salisbury Zoo where they were naming
they had these really cute baby bears were born at the Salisbury Zoo in Maryland, and they had a naming contest. So they came up with 4 names, and they were like, which 2 names should we pick for our baby bears? And you had to donate, I think it was $5. $5? Yeah, it was $5 for a vote, and you could pick your top 2 names. And then that was how they named their baby bears.
It was very
now
good.
I follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing. And I think they're going to maybe do a capital campaign for their new bear exhibit with us as well. So very exciting stuff.
I need to go see those bears.
Yeah, well, you can. Salisbury, Maryland. Let's go. Let's do a site visit. We've got scavenger hunts on the platform, virtual cooking classes, oyster roasts, pie eating contests, fashion shows like we're currently doing, barbecue fests.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, I think you're doing pretty good. Monster truck meetups and pickle fest. I haven't seen that one specifically. I didn't know that we had.
I have literally never heard of a pickle
Okay,
fest on the
well,
platform. I don't know how it slide.
Well, someone on our team
Someone
has heard of
must
it.
have
Yeah,
set that up.
yeah, that's incredible. So we'll talk a little bit more about simple versus advanced tickets within just a ticket event. So for simple ticket events, they can be set up in just minutes, as you'll see shortly when Elizabeth demos that. Setup of the tickets is step 2 of the ticket wizard. Events with one or a few ticket options are good for this. An example would being like having a general admission and a VIP admission. And you can set ticket caps both for each kind of ticket and across both ticket groups. A simple ticket event example is this poker night fundraiser. They had one ticket option, a seat at the poker table, and no information was needed for that, just ticket holders, just purchases. So they were able to say, hey, come get a seat at the poker table, sit down, and we'll go. And really, if you don't need that much information, this is a great example of an event like that. Another simple ticket event, growing great cheese, which, I mean, am I being pranked? No, I did know about this one.
I was gonna say this is your event.
I do love cheese very much. So it's one ticket option to join virtually. So the nice thing too there is you get the ticket option. You get the attendee information required for the ticket and ticket holders so that you get the email of everyone who has signed up for the event, so you can send them the Zoom link for the virtual event, which is awesome. And it looks like for this event, they were learning about growing great cheese. And I think it was about how the feed, but how the feed of the animal you get, with the animal feed you give, changes the taste of the cheese. So, hey, ancient grains, I don't know. We've also got another simple ticket event example of golf tournament. This one is a lot more familiar. They've got 5 ticket options of a single player and a team option for morning and afternoon, and then 1 sponsor option. So this one could go kind of either way, but because I think their options are just morning and afternoon, it's kept simple.
It's all in one day.
It's all one day, yeah, exactly. Another simple ticket event, the Scavenger Hunt. They've got 3 ticket options, a 2-person team, a 3-person team, and a 4-person team. And they're collecting basic information for each team member, name, shirt, and size. How many people of you are familiar with the questions tool we have built into the registration side? Okay, great. So that same questions tool exists on tickets and is a great use case for getting information like this, like what's the size of team member number 1, what's their name, that kind of thing, which is awesome. So for advanced ticket events, that's enabled from your ticket dashboard. So you're going to go in, create sort of the simpler version, and then once you're through the wizard, you go to the ticket dashboard and you can turn that on. You can have group tickets, so event days and time slots. You can set caps and transaction limits by ticket, multi-ticket, ticket group, and cross-ticket group. And you can even do combo tickets. So buy 2 adults, get 2 kid tickets free. And this is under tickets, advanced tickets on the dashboard location.
Yeah, so generally, if it's a multi-day event, meaning there's just more than one date that you're holding this event on, and you have more than one option for each of those days, it's going to have to be an advanced ticket event, which just means that you turn on groups.
Yeah. The nice thing, because we'll be sending out these slides, right, to everyone for each of these events. So you can see pretty much on every slide, the dashboard location of the thing you're looking for is on that slide. So it makes it really clear where you should go to make those changes. One great advanced ticket example is Chicago Beer Fest. This is Steve's event, right? No.
It's Steve's company.
Steve's company. Oh, cool. Okay. So they have 8 time slots over 3 days. Each time slot is capped at just 400 tickets, just 400. Yeah. They've got a simple buying process with only purchasers' information collected, and they use the check-in app to track the tickets. Their results using us, they've got a 110% increase in ticket sales and a 227% increase in revenue, which is awesome. Another advanced ticket example is the Motor Sports Show. They've got 2 ticket groups, Saturday and Sunday, and 4 options under each ticket group, adult, child, 2-day, tailgating. That's the one I'd be choosing for this event. Sounds pretty
This is
fun.
not about you.
I know. Trying to relate, that's what it is. Another example is our Great Golf Classic. You got sponsorship types as ticket groups with tickets for each specific sponsorship. So, gold, silver, basic event sponsorship, a program sponsorship sold as ticket groups. And ticket groups have between 1 and 6 tickets within each group. Conventions are another great use case. This is the non-convention, which happens here in Philadelphia through WXPN. They have ticket groups with 1 or multi-day options. Non-convention, the summit, which was for people who were coming in from other radio stations or people who were doing both. So sort of like listeners to the radio station and participants from other radio stations. And the tickets are broken down and priced by the type of attendee. So you can get really granular on the type of ticket use you need. And now Elizabeth's going to talk a little bit more about event day.
Okay, so some of these features exist in the registration platform, and we brought them over to Ticket. And some of them are specific to tickets. So I'm just going to go through these pretty quickly, and then I'm actually going to demo setting up ticket events. We'll see how that goes. So QR codes and quick text. I think we've talked about this in like 4 presentations by now, so it depends on where you've been. But if you haven't heard about this, we have a tab in the dashboard. In tickets, it's under promotion and then links. Oh yeah, we have a little dashboard location here on these slides. So when we send out these slides, you can find all this stuff. So that page will have a bunch of quick text codes that you can put out on signs around your event so that people can text to donate. So they would text a certain number and receive a text back that says where they can go to donate. So it'll send them back a quick link to the donate page, for example, or sell tickets, or I think we have a couple other spots on the ticket website that it can send them to using those quick links. And then we have the QR codes there as well. So if you need a QR code to a specific page on your ticket site, we already have that made for you. So you don't have to go to qrcodegenerator.com or whatever it was I was using before.
I think we have a lot of events that even at, as they have people checking folks in, but they also have the QR codes up and ready for folks who haven't yet registered, who want to do a quick registration from their phone as they're entering their ticket event.
Self-serve ticket management. So Chris touched on this, but this is something that you have to enable in the dashboard. So kind of like participant management in races, if you don't turn on the specific features, they won't be on by default. But if you have any kind of multi-day event or any kind of event where people might be switching their tickets themselves and you want them to have that ability, if you turn this on ahead of time, then when they click that link in their confirmation email that says manage tickets, it will take them to a page on your site where they can see the available tickets that they can switch to. So anything that's still in the future and still open for registration, and they can move their ticket. And then if there's a price difference between the original ticket that they had and the other ticket, like say it's $5 more to transfer up, you can either set it so that they have to pay that price difference or not, depending on how you want it to work. And we're adding even more features to this in the relatively near future, where you can actually set that like per ticket group. So if you have certain days where you want to charge more for changing tickets and certain days where you don't, you'll be able to set that. But for now, it's just one setting. The pre-event email, we always recommend sending out a pre-event email for literally any kind of event, whether it's a race or a ticket event or anything. So if you came to my email presentation yesterday, you would know that we have a QR code for replacement tag, or QR code replacement tag, so that you can insert that QR code that they got in their original confirmation email into your pre-event email that you're sending out to all your ticket purchasers. So just keep in mind that if you're sending this pre-event email, you want to be sending it to the all ticket purchasers or the all ticket holders list, and not a custom list if you are going to be using that QR code replacement tag, because the replacement tag will only work with our default RunSignup ticket sign up lists. And that is under email, send email. So the ticket check-in app, if you haven't come and bought a cookie, then you haven't seen this, but I don't know if everybody here has come and bought a cookie from me yet. I'm making a lot of money.
She's made a good amount of cash on these cookies at this point.
So if you haven't seen the check-in app, or if you have seen the race day one but aren't super familiar with the ticket check-in app, they work pretty similarly. It's the same idea. So everybody gets a QR code when they register that comes to their confirmation email, comes right in the middle. I think we're moving it to the top, right, Ruth? So that QR code will work if you scan it with the app at the event. So it'll check them in. You scan that code, or you can just search for their name when they walk up to you at the event. So the only difference I would say in how it would actually work at an event between the race day app and the ticket app is that with tickets, you might not have the names of every single person who has a ticket to the event, because I could have bought 4 tickets for myself, Chris, and 2 other people, but my name's on the purchase. So Chris would either have to have my QR code or just know that I bought his ticket when he walks up if he's not with me when he comes up to the event.
And you can check in just one person from a set of tickets.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be everyone all at once.
Yeah,
You have the
so
ability
if
to
Chris
do
is running late,
right.
then, which he usually is.
That's nice. Okay.
then
Character
he can still be
defamation,
checked in
fine.
separately when me and my other 2 friends have already arrived. Okay, this is going to be interesting because I was picturing like yesterday where I had it up, but here we
It's
go.
gonna be great.
This is also a PC. Okay, here we go. So I am going to set up a, actually I'll do my Lighthouse Tour event. I've done this one for a crash course video before. I don't remember the details of it, but I'm just going to go through the ticket wizard and you guys can see what it looks like to set up an event. And as I'm going through, Chris is going to provide comic relief, but also kind of explain some of the fields that I'm filling in.
We have a great example of a Lighthouse Tour event. The Presqu'île Island Lighthouse Association, they do lighthouse tours using our ticket tool. I think they've been very happy. But yeah, so it's very similar to the Race Wizard. It's a little simpler because there are less information is being collected, but we're still asking, is your organization a nonprofit? We're getting the title, the event type, start and end times. This apparently is happening on September 8th. I can't wait to attend the Lighthouse Tour on September 8th. And also we'll ask for event description, of course, event logo. This is all very similar, I would say, to the beginning of the Race Wizard.
I'm not actually going to type a whole description.
Yeah, she's giving out just a little text.
Oh, I should point out, I picked the event type up here. All this really does is this will control what banner we give you by default. And it will also kind of help us understand more about your event. But other than that, it's not terribly important. So don't stress about these options too long if you're doing this.
You can always choose other, or you don't have to, and you put your email in, right?
I'm going to put Johanna's.
Okay, there you go. But you can include a link to your external website, a link to your Facebook page, just like our RunSignup sites. And you can add a street address for the event and a location description. I know sometimes that's a little confusing for folks, but this is like the actual street address we're using for the event, and this will appear just explaining where it is.
Yes. So this is just a RunSignup ticket sign up overall hack. If you put in the zip code, it'll fill in the city and state for you, so you don't have to type that or search for it.
I love that.
You can make this private.
And if you're wanting to like experiment and get on and play around with the ticket tool, you can keep it in draft mode. Just like our RunSignup sites, anything you create and you keep in draft mode and nothing is processed, it's not going to cost you anything to just experiment with the platform and see how it works for you. So a public event would be then listed using our sort of search engine optimization on Google, so people will be able to find it. Private, I think it's not engaged in that.
It won't be indexed anywhere.
Right.
So the link will work if you send it to somebody, but we won't like list it publicly anywhere, so it can't be found by search engines.
Right.
If you go back and forth a lot, that might not be true. So
right.
keep it in private if you want it private, but
yeah, I think it's best practice not to go to the public and
between all of
until you're like you feel ready to exactly to put it out there.
I think I can raise $1,000.
I think you can too. You're doing it with the cookies downstairs. But yeah, here's where you can add in donation levels. And so what I always like to do too is like, yeah, it's great to have the numbers of the levels, but it's great to name them as well. And you can, if it's for this, it could be themed based upon a lighthouse. I don't know. It's like the first floor, third floor. I don't know.
Oh,
that's the donation.
The donations.
Yeah, this is the donation level. So it'll just show on the little tile on the donate screen. So I could do first floor and then second floor, third floor, something like that. And then these questions at the bottom are also just for us to understand more about your event. So again, don't stress about them if you don't know exactly your estimated number of attendees, just give us a guess. Gotta agree. Yes, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so now I'm gonna set up my tickets. This is the complicated part. So
Yeah.
if I know that this is a multi-day event, if I'm offering this Lighthouse tour, I don't know, for a week, and I'm gonna have 7 dates where I'm offering tours, and maybe I have 2 time slots during the day that you can come and do a tour of the lighthouse, then that's gonna be an advanced ticket event where I need groups. If this is a simple event or this is a one-time lighthouse tour, it's happening on one day, maybe I have a few times during that day when it's happening, or maybe it's just literally like you have to show up at 11 a.m. on September 8th, and that's when you can see the lighthouse, then that would be a simple event. If it was gonna be a simple event, I would do something like this. I would just say like tour ticket
Mhm.
and set my price and my purchase period. But I think I'm gonna make this one multi-day. So I'm actually going to just create, actually this works. So I'm gonna create my dates once I get through the wizard because it's a lot easier to do it from the dashboard if you're gonna have groups. So this is how I'm doing it. I'm gonna add my payment account.
Yeah, and the payment account step also is similar to RunSignup if you've been through it. If you already have a payment account, you can choose that one. You can create a new one. Or if Elizabeth clicks other options, you can see that she can send setup instructions to somebody else to set it up in case someone else is in charge of that payment account.
So like I can send my payment instructions to Kevin because he's the CFO for my company. So I need him to provide his personal information, not mine.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna go into the dashboard. So quickly, I'll show what the website looks like just after going through the wizard. I said this was a tour event. I think this is Alfred's Alley.
Yeah, this is a Philadelphia like ghost
Topical.
tour kind of alley.
Not a picture of a lighthouse.
Yeah.
I think this is the banner image that you get when you pick the tour. But it happens to be in Philadelphia. So if you haven't been here yet, walk over there. It's an old city.
But as you know, just like with our RunSignup sites, you can change the banner. You can turn on the cover page and do 5 banners or one big like customized banner. You have many, many options.
Yes. So here's my ticket. If I had set up multiple tickets, I would have a tile for each one. I haven't turned on advanced ticket groups yet, so I'm always going to have one tile per ticket. But I'm about to do that when I go back into the dashboard. And then this is just what the rest of the page looks like. So I can add more menu tabs and more pages to my website if I want to build out a full website about my lighthouse tour, which I'm not going to do today. But if I wanted to, I could use the website builder to do that.
Mhm.
I can also use the website builder to rearrange how these default components show or hide them altogether if I don't like them.
And we have great webinars on the website builder, on more deep dives into tickets as well, available online. We are making webinars left and right.
Literally, we do.
Yes, we do. We do a lot of it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go back into the tickets tab and I'm going to turn on ticket groups. So that is called advanced tickets. It's this little tab down here. And I'm going to click on enable advanced tickets.
Can you turn on advanced tickets without having a payment account set up?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's just email you can't access without.
Email you can't, and you can't set up a domain.
Right. I was testing you to make sure you knew that.
I got that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I have one ticket group here, and by default it gets named ticket group. So I'm going to rename that in a second, and it includes the one ticket that I've set up. So I'm actually going to create, I think I said 7 days, but I'm just going to do 2 just for the sake of time. But you'll get the idea after I do 2. So I'm going to name this first one Monday. I have no idea what day of the week September 8th is. So we'll see.
This tour is going to be a mess. My God.
So I've named this Monday, and I could do, oh, it's a Thursday. All right, now I know. Okay, so we'll call it Thursday so that it makes sense when I come back to this. All right, so now I have a ticket group for Thursday, and I've got a tour ticket in it already with pricing set. So that one's like set and good to go. I have my date and time set on the group, which actually, I think I set it to go all day, but that's fine. And then I'm going to add another ticket group for Friday.
Mhm.
So there are no tickets in this group because I just set it up. So it's not going to show up when I go out to my website because, or actually it will show up, but there's no tickets to buy, so you can't click into it. So I'm going to go back into my dashboard. And I'm going to go back to my Friday group and add my ticket under tickets and then setup. I'm going to put this one also called tour ticket. Again, if I had times for this, like if I was doing a 9 a.m. tour and a 2 p.m. tour or something, I would just set those up as separate tickets. So I could call this one 9 a.m. I could call this one 9 a.m. Friday, however you want to name your tickets. But you can add as many tickets as you want within one ticket group. We have some events that have like 45 tickets.
Yeah.
Yes, so there's a copy option for groups. So once you have a whole group set up the way that you want it, if you have an event that has, say, like a month of dates, it's way faster. Like say I want all of my groups to work the same way this Thursday one does. I could go to copy ticket group and then change, maybe I make this Saturday, September 10th. And then it's going to copy over the purchase period. So I need to make sure I'm changing all of these dates so that it makes sense for the multi-day purpose here. But this is a way faster way to do it versus just making all of those groups manually and then making all the tickets manually and then setting all the prices manually. So once you have one set up with like all your caps, all your dates, everything the way you want it, then you can just copy them all.
When you copy, you still gotta change that bottom purchase date.
Yes, and usually the name of the ticket group.
Yeah. Everything else.
Right now, we don't have a way to copy a full event, but that's coming sometime. So I never set pricing on my Friday, so I need to go back and do that. Today's the 27th, I think.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
You say it's your birthday?
That 40th is a month from today.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Thank you. Dolly.
Well, that's as it should be.
Okay, so now I have price on all of them.
Yeah, because if you want to sell tickets to your birthday, we can help you with that.
Is it in
And we'd be
Mississippi?
very happy. Do a birthday fundraiser for the Jolly's Book Foundation. It's a good one. I'm just saying. What?
Okay, so now I have my 3 groups and each of them have 1 ticket in them. So if they had multiple tickets, then they would all show on these tiles. You can change how the tiles look if you don't like the little quantity selectors. You can just have buttons that take you into the screen for just that ticket group. You can pick from that set of tickets. So there's a lot of like flexible options, and we're actually making it so you can basically overwrite any of the text on these tiles. If you don't like say how the pricing displays, you want it to say $10 without the decimal point and the 00. You can do that. You can write anything you want to pay. Like, you can do anything you want with this new update that we're coming out with for the ticket tiles.
It's going to be great.
But this is how it will look by default. You can change this text now. So if you want to just have it say something about the tour rather than this default text about when it ends, you can do that. So this is my advanced event. And then I could go into the website tab and turn on a cover page, add a domain, change my colors. And like I said, you can build out the whole website with the website builder. But that is how you would set up an advanced ticket event.
And really, you saw how quick that was. If you came in with all the information about your event in like a document that you could pull the copy and paste from, you could create an event pretty much just as quickly as Elizabeth just did.
Well, not as quick.
Not as quick as Elizabeth, but you know, within striking distance, perhaps. And so yeah, it's pretty simple and great. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions sort of about? Okay, yeah, wonderful.
Does it work? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Do the processing fees, are they the same schedule as? the
Yes,
regular
exactly the
reg?
same.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you mentioned earlier that it would be in the purchaser's name. So you would have no idea or any way to tweak it that they enter the names of the other individuals that
You
buy
can,
it?
yeah.
Great question. I don't think we really talked about that very much.
Yeah.
So if you go into your tickets tab on your event and you go to information collection here. And you go into the group. Yeah, yeah. I can see. So this is the information that you're collecting by default. So it's literally just first name, last name, email address. None of these other things are even going to show. And this is for the purchaser. So if I was buying a ticket and I'm logged into my account. So if I went through right now, it actually would collect these things because I already have that attached to my account. But in tickets, you don't have to have an account or log into the platform at all in order to buy a ticket. So you would only get this information from people if you were selling tickets. However, you can make any of these fields optional or required if you want them. And then you can also collect individual ticket information if that's important for your event. So if you are having like a golf tournament and you want to make name tags and you want to make sure you have the name of every single person who's coming, you can just make first name, last name, maybe email required for each individual ticket. And then that way, whether or not I'm buying the tickets for somebody or they're buying their own ticket, if I'm buying 4 tickets, I have to put in 4 first names and 4 email addresses.
And the same goes for the questions tool. If you put in a custom question, you can make it so maybe only the ticket purchaser has to answer it, or you can require that it's answered for each ticket that's been purchased.
So if it's like a dinner event, you could ask for their entree option for each person, or you could just ask one question about the purchase.
So maybe you have a beer festival or something and you want to make sure that everybody's 21 and over.
Yeah.
What do you recommend for that?
Another awesome question.
Yeah.
So if you go into the tickets, so you would have to do this on each ticket, which is another reason why I recommend that copy ticket group if you're doing a big event, but you would have to edit this on each ticket. So you go into a ticket, click the little edit button and check off, is this ticket 21 years older and 21 years and older only? Save that. And then when they're going through and buying tickets, they have to check off a box that each person is 21. You would still have to check IDs at the event because obviously people can lie, but that box will say 21 and older rather than our default of like, is this person a minor? Is this person 18 and younger? Because we have to ask that question, but this would make it say 21 instead.
Any other questions? Great. Well, then I think that's it for this session. Thank you so much for learning a little bit more about TicketSignup and joining us. Thank you.